Most people fail to recognize gaslighting because they are looking for dramatic manipulation, when the real danger lies in the subtle, everyday patterns that slowly erode your sense of reality. So the truth is, you're not crazy, but someone wants you to think that you are. Most articles and videos about gaslighting, they focus on the wrong signs. They tell you to watch out for someone who says you're crazy or that's not what happened. But modern gaslighting is more insidious. It happens in the silence, in the pauses, in the way someone makes you question a memory in a subtle way that you don't even realize it's happening. So today I'm going to share 5 modern gaslighting signs that 99% of people don't even notice. So let's dive in. Sign number 1, the memory shift. So this happens when someone doesn't deny your reality, but they add more context to it to make you doubt yourself. For example, you say, "You yelled at me yesterday, and that made me feel hurt." And they respond, "I raised my voice because you were not listening. I had to get your attention somehow." Notice what happened? They didn't say that it didn't occur, but they reframed it so you become the problem. And here is how this can change your reality step by step. So after the first conversation, you still approach them and say, "I still feel like you crossed a line." And they look at you amused and say, "You always make things dramatic. I was just trying to communicate. Why do you make a big problem out of everything?" And here the focus shifts from the behavior, what they did, to your personality, that you were hurt by that behavior. Let's say a week later, you open the conversation regarding what happened. And they respond and say, "I already explained this. I raised my voice because you were not listening. I had to get your attention." Anyone would do the same. Now here you start doubting yourself. Yeah, maybe they are right. Maybe everyone would do the same. Maybe I'm just exaggerating. Then you say, "Yeah, I guess maybe I was distracted." Later that night, you start questioning yourself. Did they actually yell at me? Yeah, maybe I was so distracted that I couldn't hear them speak, so they had to yell at me for me to hear them. Yeah, maybe I was ignoring them. Now here the self-doubt locks in. A few weeks later, they're discussing with their friends and talking about the incident, saying, "Yeah, she gets upset over everything. I cannot even communicate without being accused of being disrespectful." So now their version of reality is a public truth. And they didn't even deny your reality, they just rewrote it. Number 2, the reward punishment system. The second sign people usually miss is intermittent reinforcement. The truth is, gaslighters are not mean all the time. Sometimes they are wonderful. This creates a psychological slot machine effect in which you try to win over the wonderful version of them. In the early 1950s, a psychologist named B.F. Skinner was running experiments at Harvard University. In a small chamber, later known as Skinner box, he placed a rat with a simple lever. So the experiment was very simple. At first, every time the rat pressed the lever, food dropped. So the rule was clear. Press the lever, get reward. And so the rat learned quickly. Then Skinner changed the experiment. Now the food dropped sometimes. So in some presses, the rat gets the food, but there was no any clear pattern on when the food will drop. So it was completely unpredictable. And then something fascinating happened. Instead of giving up, the rat pressed the lever more frequently. So the uncertainty made the rat more attached to the behavior, not less. Skinner later described this as variable ratio reinforcement schedule. And this is the same system that makes gambling machines so addictive. So his conclusion became a cornerstone in psychology, which is unpredictable rewards create the most attachment to a behavior. Dima and Ali were engaged for 6 months, but recently Ali had grown distant. Short answers, no affection, and his eyes were always somewhere else. And Dima tried to speak with him, asking, Did I do something wrong? And his answer was, I'm just busy, flat and uninterested. Days passed in emotional coldness. Then suddenly, without warning, all softened. A smile, a gentle touch, a quiet, you matter to me. So Dima's heart lifted instantly. Relief washed over her and hope returned. The next day, yes, you guessed it right, Ali went distant again, cold again, silent again. So Dima started replaying the warm moments in her head, thinking that if she was patient enough, the warmth would return. And so she kept waiting. In the 1950s, the rat kept pressing the lever. In 2026, Dima kept waiting for Ali's affection. Same psychological wiring, different setting. Sign number three, the isolation through agreement. So this happens when they agree with you, but in a way that isolates you from others. By saying something like, yes, you are right, people don't understand you the way I do. At first, it sounds supportive. They don't argue with you, they actually agree with you. But the agreement comes with a hidden message. Only I understand you, so slowly everyone else gets pushed away. So you open up to them about a conversation that happened between you and your friend, and you express yourself saying, I don't feel like she understands what I meant. And voila, here's an opportunity for them to isolate you from your friends, saying, yes, she doesn't understand you. I told you that she has never did. I'm the only one who does. The result? You stop opening up to your friends and they become your only emotional reference point. Let's say your family have strong opinions about a big decision you made. So you share that with them, telling them how upset you are and how you wish that your family were supporting your decision. And they use this opportunity to tell you, yes, I told you that your family are old thinking. They would never understand you. That's why I'm here. The result, your family voices become the enemy and their influence replaces them. What makes this dangerous is that you feel supported, you feel special, you feel seen. But gradually, you doubt outside opinions. You reduce contact with others. You rely on one person for reality check-in, which is them. And now they can rewrite your reality the way they want because the only feedback that you will get is theirs. Sign number four, the emotional debt collector. This happens when they keep a mental ledger of everything they have done for you, turning kindness into currency, saying things like, after everything I have done for you, and this is what I call love with interest rates. At first, they seem generous. They help you, they support you, they do you favors without being asked. But later, those acts return back, not as kindness, but as currency. And here is how it works. Instead of giving freely, they keep a mental ledger of every favor, every sacrifice, every nice thing they did for you. And when you set a boundary, or they want you to do something that you're not comfortable with, or you don't think it is the place or time for it, they say, after everything I have done for you, and now you don't feel like you have a choice to do the thing or not, now you feel like you are repaying a debt. Sarah and Noah have been close for a while. When Sarah was struggling, Noah helped. He listened, he offered help, he was very supportive. One day, Sarah said, please don't read my private messages without my consent. Noah's tone shifts. Wow, after everything I have done for you, this is how you treat me? Sarah froze. Her simple boundary felt like betrayal, and the kindness had turned into a bill. But the truth is, healthy people invest in love to grow together. But manipulators, they invest in favors to own you later. Sign number five, the reality erosion. So this happens when they don't argue with your facts, but they question your interpretation. They can say something like, yes, I said that, but you're being too sensitive about what I meant. And this is the most dangerous sign because it makes you doubt not what happened, but your right to feel anything about it. So Catherine and Jake are talking after a tense moment. Catherine said quietly, when you said I'm exhausting, it hurt me. So Jake notes, I said it. No denial, no argument. And then he adds, but you are being too sensitive about what I meant. I was just joking. You always take things too personally. Catherine pauses. So the fact stays that he said the words. But now the problem is not what he said, the problem is her right to feel hurt. And I always say this, you don't have to swallow disrespect to look funny. Healthy humor never comes at the expense of your dignity. And healthy people always care about your feelings. If they made a joke and it hurt you, they will apologize and stop making that joke. But manipulators, they will say it once, twice, thrice, and every time you bring it up, they say, you are too sensitive. I was just joking. Can't you take a joke? You are so dramatic. So later that night, Catherine questions whether she had the right to feel hurt when he made that joke. And she starts thinking, maybe I'm too dramatic. Maybe I'm not funny enough. Maybe I shouldn't take it seriously because he said he was joking. Here are other examples. He made a comment that embarrassed you, so you bring it up and say, your comment embarrassed me. And they reply, yes, I said that, but you are overreacting. It was something simple, not serious. They have been ignoring your calls all day. So when they finally pick up, you ask them, why haven't you picking my calls all day? And they say, yes, I was busy. Why are you making it a big deal? In all these examples, they admit their action, but they criminalize your reaction. So here's the truth that changes everything. Gaslighting works because you are not crazy. You are highly perceptive. You notice the inconsistencies. You feel the manipulation. Gaslighters' job is to convince you that your greatest strengths, aka your intuition, is actually your biggest flaw. And the truth is, the fact that you are questioning yourself doesn't mean that you are wrong. It means that someone taught you to doubt the one person you should trust the most, which is you. You just learned how to spot gaslighting. That is huge because most people go their entire lives being manipulated and not even knowing it. But here's the problem. Knowing that you are being gaslit but not knowing what to do about it, that is actually worse. Because now you are seeing it happening in real life and you freeze. You recognize the tactics, you feel the manipulation, but when the moment comes, you either say nothing or react in a way that makes it worse. Maybe you try to explain yourself and they twist your words. Maybe you walk away feeling crazy even though you know what just happened. Recognition without response is just awareness of your own powerlessness. And that feeling, it eats at you. Here's what I have learned going through gaslighting myself. The gap between spotting it and stopping it is where most people get stuck. Because gaslighting is not just about what the other person does. It is also about the patterns inside you that make you vulnerable to it. The ways you have been conditioned to doubt yourself, the boundaries you have never learned how to set, the communication styles that leave you defensiveless. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You can't logic your way out of gaslighting. You can't just be more confident. You need a system, a framework for understanding what's happening to you at the deepest level, a step-by-step plan for responding in the moment. And that is exactly what I teach in my program, Overcoming Gaslighting. This isn't just theory. We go deep on what gaslighting actually is, not just the surface level definitions, but how it works on you psychologically, how it affects your nervous system, how it affects your sense of reality, your ability to trust yourself. And we break down the different types of gaslighting because the person doing it at work uses different tactics to the one doing it at home. We expose the specific manipulation tactics so you see them coming before they land. But more importantly, we do the inner work. Because you cannot set boundaries from a place of self-doubt. You cannot communicate assertively when you are guessing every word. So we rebuild your foundation. We work on your inner stability and growth so that you are not easily shaken. We practice healthy boundary setting, the one that holds up under pressure. And we develop assertive communication so you can respond clearly without getting pulled into their games. And then we plan your responses, not generic response, but actual response strategies for the specific gaslighting situations you face. So when it happens again, and it will, you're not caught off guard, you're not scrambling, you are not doubting yourself. You know exactly what to do. Look, you have already done the first step by learning how to recognize gaslighting, but don't stop here. Don't leave yourself in that painful middle space where you see the problem but you cannot solve it. Now you might be wondering how much a complete system like this is worth. Most relationship coaches charge $150 per session, and you need at least 10 sessions to scratch the surface of what we cover here. That is minimum of $1,500. And those expensive weekend retreats, they run from $3,000 to $5,000. They give you generic advice that don't address the sneaky manipulation tactics happening in your DMs right now. But here's the truth. I didn't create this program to be available only for people with deep pockets. I created it because I was tired of seeing amazing smart women getting their confidence destroyed by manipulators who knew how to play the long game. And that is why I'm not charging $1,500. I'm not even charging $500. For a limited time, you can get the complete overcoming gaslighting system for just $197. Think about it. That is less than what most people spend on a single night out, or what they spend on getting a decent pair of shoes. Because I want this program to be accessible to every woman who needs it right now, we are offering a payment plan of 3 easy $77 payments. And for less than the cost of your monthly coffee habit, you will get the complete 5 phases transformation system that walks you through everything step by step, the hidden pattern recognition system that helps you spot manipulation before it damages your self worth, boundary setting frameworks that actually work in modern relationships, and 24/7 access for 12 months so you can learn at your own pace whenever you need it most. Interactive worksheets and real life examples so you know exactly what to look for. But I need to tell you something important. This offer won't be here for long. This price will go up once we hit 50 students. It is situated at this price to appreciate the first students and also get feedback. After that, it will go to its original price, which is $397. Now you have 3 options. Stay stuck in the cycle of confusion and self-doubt, or keep trying to figure it out alone with conflicting advice and waste years, or join a proven program designed to help you break from manipulation. Overcoming gaslighting gives you the tools to confidently recognize gaslighting and trust your own judgment again in just 30 days. James Clear said it in his book Atomic Habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the levels of your systems. That is 100% true because it's not about being smart, it's about having the right system. So, which path will you choose? Because the choice is yours. But I hope you choose yourself today. Because the truth is, you deserve to feel secure in love. So click the link in the pinned comment below and secure your spot for overcoming gaslighting for just $197 only. Remember that this special pricing is only available for limited time, and spots are filling up quickly. Give yourself the permission to trust yourself again. Your future self, the one that spots red flags instantly and never settles for less, is waiting for you to take this step. So, click the link below and I will see you inside the program.